Okay. Now see, yesterday we have studied about Gauss-Seidel method. Okay. So, and Jacob's iteration method, it is from chapter number 2, simultaneous equation. So, in Gauss-Seidel method, can anyone please tell me stepwise procedure in case of Gauss-Seidel method? Hello? Hello? Just tell me stepwise procedure as we have provided set of simultaneous equation. So, first step is to check whether the provided given equations are with pivoting or without partial pivoting. If given equations are with without partial pivoting, then do partial pivoting for the set of given equations. After partial pivoting, we have to rearrange equation number 1 in the form of x is equal to. Second equation arranged in the form of y is equal to. And third equation arranged in the form of third variable. So we can say z is equal to. So arranging this equation in terms of first in terms of x, second in terms of y, third in terms of z, then we can go for iteration. But see, it is iterative method, so we must know the values of initial cases. So if in problem statement the initial cases are not given, then you have to assume initial cases as 0. So start with 0. So consider or assume all values as a 0. So x0, y0 and z0. Okay. So once you assume this is step number 3. Now step number 4, do first iteration. So here in the iterations, it is having difference in case of Gauss-Seidel and Jacob iteration method. In Gauss-Seidel method, while performing iterations or while calculating the values of first iteration means new value of x, new value of y, new value of z. For calculating x, use y0 and z0. For calculating y, use new value of x and z0. While calculating z, use new value of x and new value of y. Okay, it is in case of Gauss-Seidel method. Now, in case of Jacob's iteration method, while calculating x, use y0, z0. While calculating y, use x0, z0. You need to use new value. And while calculating z, use x is equal to 0 and y is equal to 0. That means, in case of Gauss-Seidel method, while calculating x, y, z, use previous new value. And while calculating, so in case of Gauss-Seidel, the Jacob iteration method, use previous set of values as it is values. Use as it is values for first iteration x0, y0 and z0. All of you understand this? Hello? Say loudly, all of you understand this? Hello? Yes?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now we will solve one more problem. You have to solve this problem. We'll check out. Okay. Using Gauss-Seidel method, solve the following set of simultaneous equations. Now you have provided this set of equation. It is visible. Hello? Hello?
Yes,
Reply.
sir.
It is visible. So the equation is 4x1 plus 2x3 is equal to 4. Second equation is 5x2 plus 2x3 is equal to 3. And third equation 5x1 plus 4x2 plus 10x3 is equal to 2. So, can anyone please tell me the given set of equations are with or without partial pivoting? Yes. You have to solve this equation by the Gauss-Seidel method. Remember, Gauss-Seidel method. Now, tell me whether these provided equations are with pivoting or without pivoting. Hello? Check
With
the
pivoting.
coefficient. All these are with pivoting or without pivoting. Please cross-check. Hello? Yes. So, which is your first variable? Yes. Which is your first variable?
X1.
X1. So, x1. From equation 1, coefficient is 4. Okay. From equation 2, what is the coefficient of x1 in equation 2? Hello? Hello? What is the coefficient of x1 in case of equation number 2? Hello? Yes?
0.
0, because
Zero.
it is not given. So we can say 0 x1. Here, coefficient is 0. And in last step, what is the coefficient of x1? Coefficient of x1 is? No. Yes, people. Coefficient of x1 in last equation. What do we call hello? It is very simple. Hello. Hello. What is the coefficient of x1 in case of last equation? Hello. I'm audible. Hello. Is it audible? Hello.
Yes, sir. मध्ये मध्ये आवाज जातो थोडा.
Tell me the coefficient. Coefficient of x1 in case of last equation. First
5.
5. So which one is maximum? Third equation, coefficient, second
Third.
equation or first equation?
Last equation.
Last equation. So what is how you can do partial promoting? You have to freeze third equation at first position. So you can write after, this is very important, after partial promoting. Always do partial promoting. After partial promoting, we have 5. We can do we can freeze third equation at first. We can write 5x1 plus 4x2 plus 10x3 is equal to 2. So we have freed the equation number 3. Now, what next? We have to check coefficient of x2 from equation. So from equation 1, what is the coefficient of x2? Tell me fast. From equation 1, what is the coefficient of x2? Yes?
0.
0. And from equation 2, coefficient of x2 is
Hi.
5. So you should be maximum. 0 and 5. So 5 is maximum. So that is equation is second place. But see here, when equation is without the first step in a process, you can write in terms of in the same pattern, x1, x2, x3. You can write 0x1 plus 5x2 plus 2x3 is equal to 3. And last one is as it is. You can write here 4x1. Now here x2 is missing. You can write 0x2 plus 2x3 is equal to 4. Is equal to 4. Now what is your next step? Hello. Now you can give the number. This is 1, this is 2, and this is 3. So now from equation 1, what you can do? Tell me for in case of Gauss or Jacobi integration method. What is the next step? From equation 1.
Equation for x1.
Equation for x1. So you can write from equation 1, you can write x1 is equal to, be careful. 4 divided by 4 divided by 5. Then we can write from equation number 2. From equation number 2, what you can write for x2? You can write x2 is equal to 3 minus 2x3 divided by 5. And last, from equation 3. From equation 3, x3 is equal to 4 minus 4x1 divided by 2. Is it correct? Please cross check. Hello? Is it correct? So we have reached step number 2. So basically this is step number 1. Do partial pivoting. Step number 2. Separate the first equation from first variable, second from second, and third from third variable. Okay. Once you write this, please cross check for plus and minus sign. As x1 is equal to 2 minus 4x2 minus 10x divided by 5. x2 is equal to 3 minus 2x3 divided by 5. x3 is equal to 4 minus 4x1 divided by 2. As all these equations are correct? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now what is our next step? Step number 3. Step number 3. So you have to check is the problem solving whether you have provided initial guesses or not. If in this problem statement you don't have initial guesses, you need to assume initial guesses as x1 is equal to x2 is equal to x3 is equal to 0. Assume these three initial cases as 0. Now your fourth step, you can directly go for first iteration. First iteration. Okay. Now again you have to write this T. You have to show only first iteration in detail. Remaining are in tabular form. So you have to again rewrite these equations. Okay. Correct way. Now x1 is equal to again as it is 2 minus 4x2 minus 10x3 divided by 5 is equal to now okay 2 minus, so what is value of x2? Tell me what is the value of x2 as
0.
0. Okay, so 2 minus 4 into 0, 0 minus 10 into what is x3? What is x3?
0.
So we can write here 5. So its answer is what? 0.4.
0.4.
Right side 0.4. Now by calculating x2, okay, we write again this formula 3 minus 2x3 divided by 5. Now tell me, it is 3 minus 2 into x3. What is x3?
0.
0.
0. Okay, here say x2 is missing. Okay, so it is 0. So 3 minus 0, 3 upon 2 is equal to
0.6.
2.6. Okay, now I'll x3. Formula is 4 minus 4x1 divided by 2. Now here 4 minus what is the value of x1? Be careful. What is the value of
0.4.
x1?
0.4.
So it is 3 by x. It is 0.4 into 0.4 divided by 2. What is the answer? 1.64, 2.4, 1.2. So it is 1.2. So now from first iteration we have this value. Okay, we have this value. So in this order statement, iteration number of iterations are not mentioned. So try to do 6 iterations. So here you can say in equal to 4 iterations. Now you can say remaining iterations are in tabular form. Okay, now you can write remaining iterations are given below. So first we got number of iterations. Next one is x1. Here also you can write this. And while writing iterations, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, please give one line. Okay, blank one line. Okay. Now x1 you can use this formula 2 minus 4x2 minus 10x3 divided by 5. Next, x2 is equal to, you can write or it is not required. So that's fine. x2 is equal to 3 minus 2x3 divided by 5. Last one, x3 is equal to 4 minus 4x1 divided by 2. Now, from first iteration, what is x1? 0.4, x2 0.6, x3 1.2. Okay, now do second iteration, third iteration, and last fourth iteration. Now you can easily find these values. Now tell me the value of x1. Yes, x1 is equal to what? Hello?
Minus 2.48.
Minus 2.48. X2, what is
1.2.
1.2. X3, 1.2. X3. See, X2 is 1.2 or 0.12. Okay.
0.12.
0.12. X2 is 1.2. X3, please cross check for answer. X3. X3. So see here, basic funda for calculating x2, x1 new value, x3 0. While calculating x3, x1 new value, x2 new value. What is the value of x3?
6.9.
6.96.
6.
90.96. That's correct. Go for third iteration. Okay. Go do third iteration, fourth iteration, and write down this answer. Tell me this answer. Okay. From it x1, third iteration x1 is minus 30, minus 13.616. Here minus 2.184, and here 29.232. Okay. If you understand, you can stop here. You can do three iterations only. That's fine. Three iterations only. At last, you can box this answer. Here the number of iterations not given. If you understand, fine. Now this is all about Gauss-Seidel method. Okay. Hello, you understand this stepwise procedure? Yes. Hello. Any doubt you can ask. Yes. Hello. Yes. Hello.
No doubt, sir.
Okay, so it is clear to all. See, again, it is very simple. The partial POT, please find out maximum coefficient of first variable. Which one is maximum? Is that equation and first, or earlier in second and third equation, you can check maximum coefficient of second variable. Which one is maximum? You can reach at second place, and third one as it is at third place. After partial POT, give numbers 1, 2, 3 from equation 1, separate equation 1 from first variable, second from second, third from third variable. Now next, if initial cases are not given, then assume 0. That's first variable, second and third variable equal to 0, and do first iteration. So basic difference is here only. In case of these last two methods, Jacobi iteration and Gauss-Seidel method, while calculating x1, x2 0, x3 0. While calculating x2, x1 is new value, x3 0. While calculating x3, x1 new value and x3 again, sorry, x1 is new value and x2 is again new value. Okay. Now we will solve one or two problems related to Jacob iteration method. Okay. Write down this problem. Yes. Write down problem. Yes. Shall we go further? Hello. Yes. Hello, reply me. You understand all these four methods? Yes, hello. Hello. Jacob iteration method. Yes, reply fast. So just remember the difference between these two methods, Gauss-Seidel method and Jacob iteration method. Solve the problem by using Jacob iteration method. Okay, now given 20x plus 1 minus 2z is equal to 17. Next one, 3x plus 21 minus z is equal to 18. Don't confuse it between 2 and z. Next one, 2x minus 3y plus 20 z is equal to 25. Okay, what is your first step? Yes, what is your first step? Hello?
Partial.
Partial pivoting. Now we are seeing whether this given set of equations are with partial pivoting or without partial pivoting. Hello? Whether these given three equations are with or without partial pivoting. Hello? Reply me fast.
With partial.
With partial pivoting. How you can understand this? Simple. Principal maximum 20 is already at first level. Second 20, third 20 and 3. Don't check sign. Why are you classic 20 second place and this one is at last. Now, so these given set of equations are with partial pivoting. Okay, now you can see numbers very clear. 1, 2, and say 3. What is next step? You have to separate these equations from separate x from first equation. So you can write from equation 1. We have x is equal to 70 minus 1 plus 2z divided by 20. It is very important to change the sign. Now, from equation 2, y is equal to, please anyone tell me what is y in case of separate equation? How you can separate this equation from y? Hello. Yes. Y is equal to y is equal to hello, y is equal to
18 plus z minus 3x by 20.
what? Tell me again. Y is equal to
18 plus z.
see here 18 or minus 18. Hello. Hello. It is minus 18. We can write minus 18 minus 3x plus z divided by 20. Okay, and from equation 3. Rearrange equation 3 for z is equal to. Tell me what is z?
25 minus 2x plus 3y divided by 20.
25 minus 2x minus plus 1 divided by 20.
20.
Okay, divided by 20. Now, what is next step? You have to assume the equations are not given. You can say assume initial resistance as a x is equal to y is equal to z is equal to 0. Then you can go for first iteration. Okay, first iteration. So now see, in Jacob differential method, while calculating x1, while calculating x, remaining two variables as 0. While calculating y, remaining to 0. While calculating z, remaining to 0. So for first iteration, x is equal to, while calculating x, write this formula 70 minus y plus 2z divided by 20. So for Jacob iteration method, while calculating first iteration, first value of x, y0, z0, because we have calculated value. So what will be your answer? 70 divided by 20. I will 4 decimal places. Then you answer as
0.85.
0.85. Now, while calculating y, what is the formula? minus 18 minus 3x plus z divided by 20. What is the answer? What is the value of x here? So depth of iteration method, what is x?
0.
What is z?
0.
So see, z actually not 2, so 0, 0. So your answer is minus 18 divided by 20. So it is 0.9. Plus or minus? Say minus 0.9. And what is the value of z? Then you can put it. It's simple. See, this is 0, 25.20. Tell me, 1.5? Hello?
1.25.
Yes, it is 1.5. Now, you have shown first iteration in detail. Now, remaining in tabular form. So, number of iterations, you can this is 1 and this is. So, for first iteration, value of x is 0.85. Value of y is 0 minus 0.9. Value of z is 1.25. Now, tell me remaining values. For second iteration, what is x? For second iteration, what is x? For second iteration, what is x?
0.8.
Please cross check again.
1.02.
Please cross check.
1.02.
Again cross check. Now see, while calculating x, this formula, what is value of y? What you have used? What is y?
Minus
Minus
point.
Minus 0.9. And what is what this is y? And z is 1.25. Please cross check this answer. I think it is 0.925.
1.02.
Please cross check again.
1.02.
No.
Yes, sir. 1.02.
0.9325.
1.02.
1.02, sir.
What is y? What is y? What is y? And z. Tell me why.
Y minus 0.965.
Z?
Y.
Yes, that is correct. Z minus 0.965. This is y. Z.
1.03.
Again cross check. Please cross check. So while calculating z, we have to use x 0.85 and y 0.9.
1.18.
Again,
1.18.
again cross check. So I have different answers actually. But y is correct. If y is correct, then both the values should be correct. What is it?
1.03.
No, cross check. Wait, will in calculator. Wait. Do again.
1.0.
1.02.
Hmm.
Hello, we'll calculate value of x. See 17 minus y is, it is plus 0.9. 9 plus 2 into 1.25 divided by 20. Hello? What is x? Hello?
1.02.
Okay, fine. 1.02. Yes, 1.02. What is y? What is that? What is last? Z?
1.03.
1.03.
1.0. 1.0. Is y split? No. Third iteration. What is x? Third iteration. What is x?
One point zero zero one two.
1.006 decimal. 1.0012. What is y? That's correct. What is y? Do 4 iterations, you can get this answer. It's a these are the whole. You can find these are the whole numbers. 1 minus 1 1. What is y? Simple. Y minus 18 minus 3 into 1.
Minus 0.9987.
Is it correct? Check करो. See, minus 18 minus 3 into while calculating y x is 1.72 only plus z 1.03 divided by 20. What is y? Is it minus 1.0015?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
And z 25 minus 2 into x 1.0 plus 3 into y minus 0.965 divided by 20. 1.002. Hello? Correct?
Yes, sir.
Do 4 iteration. See, for calculating this value, use equal of value. Okay, but remember, don't use new value. So for calculating y, use previous this value of x, this value of y. Not in this y. If you take the solving the problem by considering Gauss Seidel method, so the Jacobi method use previous set of value. Now tell me last answer. You can find 1 minus 1 and 1. Okay, up to 4th iteration. Do this. Correct? Hello? Yes, we have this value 1 minus 1 1. Please cross check. We'll do again x 17 minus 2.
Yes, sir.
1 5 plus 2 into correct. So all of
Yes, sir.
it is again you can find it is in points. That's okay. Now you can understand this first Jacobi iteration method. Yes. Any doubt in this case? So you have to remember this difference in iteration. In Gauss Seidel method, while calculating values of variables use UN. And in case of Jacobi iteration method, while calculating values of variables use previous state of as it is values from previous state. So while doing second iteration, use these values. While doing third iteration, use values from second iteration. While doing if you are doing fourth iteration, use the values from previous iteration. Okay, and in case of Gauss Seidel method, we have to use new values. Okay, new values. Now we'll see one more one. Okay, so you understand this? It is required to take one more. Hello, yes, reply me. Hello. I will give you one problem on WhatsApp group. Okay, you can solve that problem. So please tell me, you understand this all 4 methods? Tell me. You
Yes, sir.
understand all four methods? Which are those
Yes,
four?
sir.
Which are those four methods? Hitesh Chaudhary is there. Which are those four methods? Yes. Name one by one. Himanshu Mahajan, tell me name of any one method. Say first method. Himanshu is there? No. Karan Gaikwad? Karan Gaikwad? I can. Now tell me, anyone please tell me the name of all four methods. First one we have studied which method? Yes.
Gauss elimination.
Gauss elimination method. So I will ask you basic questions from all these four methods. We have studied Gauss elimination, Thomas algorithm, Gauss-Seidel method, and Jacob regression method. So in practicals, we have first one Gauss elimination method. It is for 30 marks. Okay. See, the Gauss elimination method is divided into two parts. First one, we have to convert matrix A, that is coefficient matrix A, into upper triangular form. Once you convert that matrix A into upper triangular form, then we have to apply backward substitution. Then all of you know how to apply backward substitution. So, from equation 1 from row number 3, we can get value of third variable at first, second variable at second, third variable, first variable at third. Okay. Now, anyone please tell me when Gauss elimination method fails? Yes. When you cannot solve the given set of equations by using Gauss elimination method. Tell me when Gauss elimination method fails. Already you know this answer. If you know the partial pivoting, then you can easily write this answer. Yes.
If the
Pivot
first element
element
of
is
first
zero.
column and first row is 0.
With the element of first row and first column is 0, or in short, that element that in first row and first column, intersection of that two rows, we have one element. Name of that element, we can say it is pivot element. So in short, we can say if pivot element of matrix or the pivot element of coefficient matrix is 0, then we cannot solve that problem by using Gauss elimination method. So it is required to shift the rows and column. This is called as a pivoting. If we do pivoting by using only rows, it is called partial pivoting. And if we do pivoting by shifting of rows and pivoting by using shifting of rows and column, it is called as a full pivoting. You can give one example, and in that example, you have to take first equation. You have to write three equations. While writing those three equations, make sure that first equation is in first equation, first variable is having 0 coefficient. Then you can rewrite all these three equations in terms of x is equal to d, and then you can say yes, it is required to convert matrix A into upper triangular form. So if we convert this matrix A into upper triangular form, then we can have the lower element to diagonal, say 0. Again, already we have first element of the matrix is 0. So it is not possible to find the value of first variable x1 or y. So shifting of row is required. So you can write this answer. Okay. Now, second method we have studied Thomas algorithm, and in this case we have studied one matrix. It is tri-diagonal matrix. So can anyone please tell me 2 to 3 lines about this tri-diagonal matrix? Yes. What is tri-diagonal? Tri means 3. Diagonal means diagonal. Just tell me. You can easily write this. See, in tri-diagonal matrix, you can first time you can write the matrix is having 3 diagonals. It is 3 diagonals, and remaining elements are 0. It is called as a tri-diagonal matrix. You can give one example, 5 by 5, 4 by 4 matrix. Okay, after that example, we have to show in that example, okay, which one is major diagonal, which one is super, and which one is sub diagonal. So please anyone tell me what is meant by super diagonal?
Diagonal above the major diagonal.
Means the diagonal above this
the
major diagonal. So you can say it is super diagonal. Okay, and next one it is below to the main diagonal, it is Sub-diagonal. Okay.
Subdiagonal.
Okay, but in case of, say, I have told you that the three diagonals, they are having non-zero element and remaining elements are zero. Okay, remaining elements are zero. So it is the condition for this tridiagonal matrix. So it must have three diagonals having non-zero element. Remaining element must be zero, remember. Now next, again, you can have one question for data examination. You can have question like this. If matrix X, the order of the matrix is 100 by 100 by 100. Okay, and you have provided tridiagonal matrix, and its the order is 100 by 100, means 100 rows and 100 columns. You can have question. Then, how many elements are in row number 2? Tell me. Your answer should be what? How many elements are in row number 2? See, you have provided 100 into 100 by this matrix, 100 by 100 matrix. But it is what tridiagonal matrix. Now, how many number of elements in row number 2? Any answer?
3 elements.
3. Okay. If it is 100 by 100, 1000 by 1000. Okay. So always remember, in case of tridiagonal matrix, always you find 2 elements in first and last row. Only 2 elements. And remaining rows are having only 3 elements. Okay. 3 elements. Remember this. Now next. And we can solve this tridiagonal matrix by using Thomas algorithm. How to solve? S, and most important part, don't do partial pivoting. Don't do partial pivoting for Thomas algorithm or tridiagonal matrix. Just rewrite all these equations in terms of given data. Please cross-check given data with respect to your question paper. Once you say confirm, then you can number this equation 1, 2, 3, 4, and then by using first and maintain sequence, by using first and second equation, you can eliminate first variable. Correct? First variable. So you can check their coefficient. If the coefficients are different, then you can make those coefficients say equal coefficient by just multiplying. Don't divide. Remember, don't divide. Just multiply it. Then you can easily convert. You can easily make two coefficients equal coefficient, and then you can subtract. If you eliminate first equation from first two equation, you can have new equation in terms of second and third variable. Use equation number 3, and that new equation you can eliminate again second variable x2. Correct? And then you can find value of x3. Now you have to put the value of x3. Okay, in equation number 2 you can get x2. Put equation 2, equation 3 in equation 1, you can get x1. So it is again what? Backward substitution. Any doubt in Gauss elimination and Thomas algorithm method?
No, sir.
Okay. Now same again Gauss seidel and Jacob iteration method. Okay. See, I will put one problem. In that problem you can have initial guesses. Say x is equal to 1, y is equal to 0, and z is equal to 1. So please be careful. Yes, read problem carefully. Write correct given data. Okay, don't confuse. Use calculator properly. Okay, again cross check your answer. Okay, from calculator. This is very important. Don't hurry while writing the actual answer. So once you calculate anything, 1 plus 1 is equal to 2. Again cross check. 1 into 1 is equal to 1. Again cross check whether it is correct or wrong. Always try to write answer up to 4 decimal places. If it is mentioned up to 5, then you have to fix calculus up to 5 decimal places. So this is all about this second chapter, simultaneous equation. Okay. So we have finished chapter number 2. Now tomorrow we have one lecture. What is the time? Tomorrow the second or third? Yes. We'll see. I think tomorrow we have lecture, third lecture. Actually, tomorrow, yes, we can take the third lecture. Actually, tomorrow I am having my conference at 10 to 11:30. We will take third lecture. Shall we take one exam tomorrow, or we will start chapter number 3? Yes, reply. One exam means what? Only 2 questions or 3, maximum 3 questions. 3 questions from chapter number 1, 3 questions from chapter number 2. Yes? Or we'll start chapter number 3. You reply me fast. So objectives or theory type. Say we don't, I will take theory exam. Okay, we don't know actually that university pattern for semester number 2. Okay. So we will take theory exam and then we will take online MCQs exam, objective type. It is again very simple. Let's see, from theory, objectives are very difficult one. Theory is quite simple. You have directly questions. You can have 5 marks. You can get 5 marks within 5 minutes. But for MCQs, you cannot get 5 marks for 5 minutes. Okay. Shall we stop here? Any doubt? You can ask me. Shall we stop here? Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay, now you can join your next lecture. We'll stop the